I spent last weekend in Dangriga and PG, Stank West and PG. I grew up in both those districts, so I'm very familiar with them. Without exception, as soon as I had finished explaining to people what we are about and what the whole process is about, without exception, they have agreed that we should go to the I.C.J. The only people who don't agree that we should go to the I.C.J. in general, most people, are those who have a political agenda. There are some who have sought deliberately to politicize an issue which is a national issue. No politician in opposition can afford to do that, because if anything backfires, he doesn't have a responsibility. But a politician who is in government has an obligation to govern. So we can't tell you falsehoods. We can't give you fake news. We can't misrepresent the facts to you. We have got to tell you straight, because if anything backfires, we have got to deal with it, you see? And consistent to what we have been saying, I noticed coming on your TV a wonderful interview by a lawyer, international lawyer from Mexico, who cannot overpraise the virtue of going to the I.C.J. And here is an objective, professional, knowledgeable practitioner before the I.C.J. who is telling you this is the best choice you could make. And what was his argument for that? You can't continue to have an enemy behind you for the rest of your life. If the United Nations is telling you that, and the I.C.J. belongs to the United Nations, if the Commonwealth is telling you that, if CARICOM is telling you that, if the ACP countries is telling you that, if every international organization is telling you go to the I.C.J., if every political leader who has dealt with the matter here in Belize as well as internationally is telling you to go to the I.C.J., on what basis can these other people in Belize, these few people who have access to the media, they are small in number, but they have a lot of access to the media, what makes them so much more intelligent and informed than all these institutions, organizations, dignitaries and intellectuals and practitioners? How is it? It's a common sense matter. Even if in fact you will not get 100% satisfaction at the I.C.J., it is much better than to put your life at the risk of the Guatemalan military. Isn't that so? So only the political opportunists, those who have no love for country, but who want to advance their political, personal agenda, in my view, are saying no.